Welcome to a judge's orientation on how to access the information you need to judge static exhibits and communication entries in this year's 2020 Show Iowa. And first of all, thank you for volunteering your time to help members continue to learn. This has certainly been an interesting year, but we believe it is important that young people continue to have an opportunity to showcase their work and to learn from those efforts. To get started, you will go to fairentry.com, just fairentry.com. And when you do that, it should bring up a screen that looks somewhat like this. Some of the settings may differ on your particular browser, but this is the window that you are looking for. To get started, you will do what's known as a staff sign in. So go ahead and click on staff sign in. You will see that there are two options. We are going to use the option on the left-hand side of the screen, which is to sign in with Fair Entry. I've already pre-populated and saved my sign-in information. For today, you will use the email that was given to you by us. This is not a personal email. It is a specific email to get you logged into Fair Entry and the password that goes with that. When you have those put into the appropriate places, go ahead and sign in with Fair Entry. The next thing you do is to have to choose the particular fair. I know that it is not the Iowa State Fair, but you will use the 2020 Iowa State Fair Exhibits and Communication Fair. And so just go ahead, click on that, and that will bring you into this particular screen. The access that we are giving you is something that is called a results agent. That means you have the ability to look at all the information you need to evaluate exhibits or communication events, and you will be able to go ahead and put the results or enter your ratings directly into the system. You will see that what it brings up is it brings you to this tab that says results by entry that has a search function. I do not want you to use that option. If you try to find the entries that you were assigned using this function, you will not get access to everything that you need. What we want you to do is go to class results by hierarchy. Now you're simply going to work through and get down to the class that you have been assigned to judge. For our demonstration purposes today, we're going to look at a woodworking exhibit. So again, we choose the fair. We know that woodworking is in the static department. Woodworking resides within science, technology, and engineering. And we're going to select woodworking and select the class. This now brings you to a list of exhibit entries, every exhibit entry within that class. For our demonstration purposes, let's assume that we have been assigned exhibit entry number 226. You will notice above the list of exhibitors, there is both an animals and a photos tab. Select the photos tab. And the other thing I want you to note is that there is both a column for exhibitor number and entry number. Always work and look for the numbers you have been assigned in the entry number column. Any particular exhibitor may have multiple entries, so we need to look for the entry number. So we are going to go down and let's find that exhibit number 226. Here it is. We can see that this exhibitor has added 3 photos of this particular exhibit. We'll take a closer look at that in a little bit. There is only 1 photo required. The 2 required items for all exhibits are an exhibit photo and an exhibit information report. Many of our members have added additional information that will help you out as the judge. To find the information you need, go to the far right-hand side of the screen and the camera icon. When you hover over it, it says Judge Photos. No, you are not judging photography, but we need to select Judge Photos to bring up the information. This pops up a screen for this particular exhibit. And so what it shows is the first photo that has been added. Here we see what appears to be a cutting board. You will notice there were 3 photos with that. If we click on one of the other ones and give just a little bit of time, it's a little bit closer detail of the cutting board. If we want to see the 3rd photo, we would go here. And we want to go back to the first one. We're simply going to click on those and work our way through those. If you want to download the photos and save each one to look at a little bit later or in more detail, you are given that option of a download button. It won't happen often with static exhibits, but there may be some of our 4-H members that included video information about their exhibit as well, or perhaps the exhibit is a video. If that is the case, you would see a link to a video in the video URL space. We're going to show you that with a communication entry in just a little bit. To find the information about the exhibit and the response to the 3 questions that members are required to answer, or any other information they provide, that will show as an attachment below the photos. So we're going to download that as an attachment. Again, here is where the settings on your particular computer or browser, it may work just a little bit different, but you will have the option to view that. So this shows me that I can view this as a PDF. When I click on that, I'm going to go ahead and open it. And now I can read this 4-H member's information about what was their goal, what steps did they take towards making their goal, the information that they learned, and anything else that they are choosing to share about how they went about creating that particular cutting board. So after you have read that information, you have looked at the photos, you can go back to the Event Manager tab. This would be the time to get out the evaluation form. We have sent you that by way of electronic copy. The templates will also be posted to the Show Iowa webpage if you need additional one. Go ahead and fill that evaluation form out, making sure that your comments match the rating that you want to give the exhibit. Be sure to give appropriate feedback to the young person using the Educate, Evaluate, and Encourage model. Select on the ribbon rating, whether that is blue, red, or white. Go ahead and mark that on the evaluation form. And now we are going to have you record that ribbon rating for this exhibit in the Fair Entry system. To do that, you will go to the upper right-hand side of the screen. You're going to choose this middle, what appears to be a blank box. Click on the arrow to drop down your menu options. For the sake of demonstration, we're going to assume that that was a blue ribbon. Then you want to save that. And now you have finished making your ribbon rating and evaluation on this particular cutting board. So go to the bottom of the screen, close. That takes you out of that particular exhibit, and it takes you back to the list of all the other woodworking exhibits. You can find the next entry number, and you will go ahead and continue the judging process until you have completed. If you don't have time to do all of these at once, that's okay. We've given you a period of days to do this. If you have time to do 3 exhibits tonight, do 3 exhibits tonight, and log back in when you have time to do another 2 or 3 or 4 until you have worked through your judging assignments. I want to be sure to demonstrate how the video option works, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a shortcut. I'm going to go back to Browse, and I know that I want to go to the communication entries. And I know in this case I am looking for an educational presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and again, I'm just working through selecting my fair, my department, my division, my class, and we're going to select class. Just as with exhibits, we want to make sure that we are in photos. And I am looking for educational presentation entry number 482. So again, I'm going to work through the entry number, and I'm going to go find exhibit 482. Again, we go to the far right, select the camera icon, and now this brings up the information that we need. What we see in this case is a picture of the young person. This is what we call a PR or publicity photo. This was not required, it was optional. So we have information and a photo of the exhibitor in case we need it for special recognition. I want to first go down to below the photo and point out the attachments with this particular presentation. Again, the two things that were required for an educational presentation were a video, which we are going to get to, and their presentation report form. So to view that presentation report form, we go to the attachments and choose download. Then again, I am going to go open that up. And now I can find out what this presentation was intended to be about and what the young person wanted people to learn from doing that. We gave our educational presentation folks the option of including their slide set if it was an electronic presentation, or photos of their posters if they wanted. Again, that was not required, so you will not see that on every presentation. In this case, the young person did provide those to us. You may want to pull those up prior to viewing the educational presentation, depending upon the quality of the video. Sometimes it might be difficult to see the young person's slides, but in this case, they provided those to us. So you could just leave that open in a tab. You can come back to it at your leisure, and you could scroll through to take a look at the quality of the slides that were actually used in the presentation. So once you've read that report form and you've accessed the other information that you need, let's get back to the Event Manager tab, and now it's time to watch the presentation. Here you will see there is a link in the video URL space. When you click on that, it is going to take us directly to a YouTube video. And now we will see, here's our video of the young person giving their presentation. So you're going to want to watch that as they go through. We're not going to watch the whole 8 minutes of it today, but that is how that works. So after you have watched the presentation, reviewed the information associated with it, just get back into the Event Manager tab and go ahead and fill that evaluation form out, whether it's an educational presentation or extemporaneous speaking, working exhibit, whatever it is that you are evaluating. Give it the rating that you believe that that particular communication event has earned. And to place the rating in the system for communication events, we're actually going to choose the trophy icon. So you would choose that. And again, for purposes of demonstration today, let's say that we believe that presentation earned a certificate of merit. We're going to choose that. We want to save that. And then again, you will go down and close, and that will take you back to the list of, in this case, educational presentations. You can find the next one that you have been assigned to evaluate and go ahead and work through those. Friends, it really is that simple. Once you are logged in, choose photos, choose the camera icon, and you will be able to see all the information you need to evaluate exhibits and communication events for this year's 4-H Show Iowa. Thank you again for volunteering to judge our entries.